raking leaves has always seemed pointless. I mean, if there are still leaves on the tree, more are gonna fall. So what's the point of cleaning it up all now? Wouldn't it make more sense to clean it up all later? But I realized that this act of raking leaves, despite more leaves coming in the future, makes a perfect point. Because today I wanted to talk about a concept that I found interesting and that really helps me to remain productive and creative in my creative journey. Oftentimes, I have found myself just not creating as much as I want to be. It's a frustrating experience because I know I can do what I want to do. I just don't do it. And I know that if I have gone through this, many others will have too. One of my goals is to become super consistent in the work that I am doing here because I want to help as many people as possible to find their strides in their creative journeys. So with that being said, let's get started. To begin, I wanted to do something in this video that represented somehow the concept of war. And many things come to mind, like physical exercise, or learning chess, or learning a new skill for the first time. But the best idea I thought of was one that was much simpler in practice. If I am in a war, then I would just show you what that war looks like. And that way you can reflect upon your own life to see the areas in which you are at war. I think one of the things that really helps artists to be more productive is to see the process of creation as war. Because it is war. You have to fight to create. You have to put an effort to create. And creation is not an easy process. But seeing creation as a war will help give yourself guidelines to fight this war more effectively. You will see the things that do align with your war and the things that do not. And anything that isn't involved with your war, you simply do not do. Video games, not a part of my war. Politics, not a part of my war. My war is creation, and the only way I can win is to face the process. By knowing my war in my life, I also know my direction. And when you have that direction, you don't fight the bad habits as much as you used to. Because the bad habits were never a part of your war. You didn't want to overcome procrastination, you wanted to do something with your time. You fight the bad habits, which isn't actually what you wanted. Fighting the wrong enemies will drive you in pointless circles. So you need to have a war that defines the direction in your life. And you have to make sure that you are fighting the right enemy. And if you don't know what your right enemy is, ask yourself this question. If I had everything that I ever wanted in life, would I still fight this enemy? Most likely, your real enemy isn't another person, but it's more of like an idea or a concept. You could be at war with your physical body or some part of your mind or a man-made concept or something else. It's up to you to decide. War also isn't very exciting either. In the movies and the TV shows, you get this glorified version of war where they're doing the hero's charge to their death or they're fighting to save the world. It doesn't work like that when it comes to this kind of war. Because in real war, most of it is actually kind of boring. It's doing your daily workout. It's working on your projects daily. It's meditating daily. It's reading the Bible daily. And just because these tasks are mundane and you do them every day, this doesn't make war easy either. Because the hardest part about war is when you feel like you aren't making any progress. Or in fact, you're losing progress. It's when you keep playing video games instead of working, or when you keep watching YouTube for hours and hours and hours, procrastinating on something that you actually want to do. But even your worst addictions can actually help you to make progress, because each day wasted is one more day where you get more sick and tired of wasting your life. So keep showing up, regardless. Keep fighting this enemy. Regardless, keep working daily to improve your fight against this enemy. I'm not promising that suddenly having a war in your life is suddenly going to change everything and fix your life. As an artist, you fight a war that most people cannot overcome in their entire lives. That is the war of doing what your heart really wants to without getting distracted, without procrastinating, without changing your mind because what others might think, and without being paralyzed by your deepest fears and insecurities. And this is genuinely the hardest thing to do in life, in my opinion, because everything will be up to you and you alone, because this is a war that you fight for yourself. And you will fight this war for your entire life. But I don't have to tell you why you have to fight this war. You already know that winning this war is worth any effort. And today, I hoped that I could inspire you at least a little to fight a little harder in this war and to keep fighting it despite your procrastination or addictions or your failures or your relapses. Keep fighting this war. Because if there's one thing I want to see in this world, is people fighting their wars and winning. I want to see a world full of people creating to their heart's fulfillment, and the only way I can help with that is to keep fighting my own war.